It's a quick little video of the aquaponics setup that we just built. Here's the tank, the feeder tank, where we're going to put the fish. And I built a bed with some OSB particle board and some 2x6 lumber. Just have a little small pond pump pulling the water up from the bottom of the tank, coming up and emptying into the pool. This pool is about, I say it's about 3.5 feet by about 5 feet dimension. Took some flex off and put it around the outlet. I just have some 2-inch PVC pipe with a connector going to the bottom. And this is just pond liner that you can get from a local hardware store. And I'll real quick show you what it looks like at the bottom. I just have these resting on crates, milk crates actually, and this is how it draws out. Just some 2-inch PVC connector going out on the right 90 angle elbow, and the water drains back into the feeder tank and just kind of rests on the tank. I might come in and put something in a little more stable, but I just wanted to get a preliminary setup to show how this works. So it's pretty simple. Like you see, OSB particle board. I have some just some 2x6 lumber, which makes the frame. And like I say, it's just resting on some milk crates. I like to keep it a little bit so I can move it around, because it's sitting on just soft earth. There might be some adjustments that need to be made. I already had to make a little bit with a little bit of 2x4, just propping it under this bed. Nothing is really hard connected, even the plumbing, because I like to keep it a little bit loose just in case I need to make adjustments. As these systems sometimes, you know, if they're sitting on earth, the earth might sway, it might rain in here, which might make the ground sink a little bit, or the crate sink a little bit into the ground if the ground gets wet. And the PVC is, to me, I'm always needing to make some adjustments, so I try to run it on or as loose as possible, or as flexible as possible, so I can always make adjustments. So this is the beginning of this aquaponics bed that we're going to do, and I'll add more videos as we develop more. Okay, so now we're going into the next phase, which is to fill the actual bed. I'm going to use lava rock just because I kind of want to experiment with it. I haven't used it before, but it's probably the most economic of all of the options. So what you do is in this drain pipe, I drilled in all around the drain 1/4-inch holes, totally circling the drain. As you can see, I inserted it, and that's about at the water level that I want it to be. It's about 1 inch from the base of the grow bed, and so that will allow enough water to drain through. And what these rocks do is they actually hold the media. So I'll put them in baskets, and then I'll put them in directly into the bed. But what you want to make sure of is that you have enough space or enough area to get the roots wet and the seed, but you also want to make sure that the roots have oxygen. So you don't want the water to be too high where it's just drowning your seed and drowning the roots of your plants when you put them in these beds. So this is the step. I'm going to proceed with adding more lava rock. In this bed, I think I'm going to be able to get away with about 3 cubic feet. Might be a little short. If so, I'll have to get some more. But in the next video, you'll see how I fill this bed with the rocks, and then I'll show you how I actually start to plant directly into the bed. Okay, so now we see the final installation, or the final part of the aquaponics, basic aquaponics video. You can see I have my tank. I filled it with some rocks so the fish can have a little bit more natural environment. There are fish in here. They like to hide behind under this little screen for now. I'll move it just to show you. They're the koi. I think I have about 8 koi in there. So they're doing their job. They're eating and adding some effluent to the water, which is making it into the system, breaking down. And in the final phase of the grow bed, I filled it with some gravel rock, and then some lava rock, and then I put a little smaller pea pebble in there. As you can see, I inserted these little baskets, Dutch baskets with rock wool, and I put lettuce in a couple, maybe about 4 or 5 days so far, and so you see that there's actually some germination from seed happening already in the bed. And I also transplanted some volunteer lettuce that I had growing out in the field into this system, and it's doing well. And so far so good. It's doing pretty good. I might have to work on shading, or bringing some shade over this this greenhouse, because it gets a little hot and sometimes it can burn some of the leaves, especially the early ones. But so far they're looking pretty good. I'm not going to complain. And so there you have it. That's the finished system. That's what we're working with. And I'll start doing a few more videos on my next project soon. Peace.